Don. Hey, what's up, y'all? We on Industry's Most Wanted with Tampa Mystic, man. I'm Oren Major. I'm an A&R, actually the head of A&R for Cash Flow Publishing. What we doing right now is basically giving y'all some game on how this sync shit works and how you can succeed as an independent artist and producer in the industry today. Let's get it.
Levels to this. Levels. Yeah, I had to bust down the bezel for this. The pressure did this. I've been working for forever for this. I'm hella equipped. I'm never gonna quit. Taking every shot like I'm never gonna quit.
What's going on? It is your girl Tampa Mystic, and we are live. Where are we at?
Industry's Most Wanted.
Man, I got the big one, not the little one in the building. Oren Major, what is going on? Good morning. How are you?
Sir, good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Listen, I feel like we are long overdue for this conversation.
Thanks.
100%. Thank you for being here today.
No problem. I had to show up. Yeah, when you put the offer out there, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna pull up.
Absolutely. You know, because it's ironic. Just a quick backstory. In 2024, I had went to the Vibes Academy event at Tree Sound, and I met DJ Cass that night.
Yeah.
And I remember shortly after it, he posted something about you. So I went to your page and I was scrolling through. I was like, oh, he looks like somebody I need to follow. So that's really how we connected. And I love the fact that you're really out here you're an artist yourself, but you're putting other artists in a position to win.
Facts. Yeah, how that came about was really, it was through Cass, through Rush D, but we had just been working, collaborating on a lot of shit together. And he founded his company and he was like, yeah, he's somebody that's been rocking with me, you know. I guess a quick story on that. Me and Cass got a placement with Disney, and the person who put me onto that, they were actually trying to get the placement themselves, but Disney was like, this ain't really the type of music we need. And they was like, well, my homie Oren has that type of music, you know what I'm saying? So he put me in position, and I just called Cass like, yo, Disney finna pay us some bread. He was like, yo, you one of the first artists to hit me up with some money, like for no reason, you know what I'm saying? And we just been rocking really since then. And it was a no-brainer. He's like, yeah.
That is so dope. Shout out to your homie who put you in that position.
Yeah, facts.
You know, because let's be honest, there are people out here who won't do that. They won't throw the alley-oop because they're like, man, if I don't get it, I don't want no one to get it. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't like there's so many opportunities out here.
Facts.
Like, shit, put somebody in position. You never know. Like, even with the sync supervisors and all that, the different companies, these are just people that I met because of me doing what I do, my passion.
Absolutely.
So it was just good relationships. They'd be like, yo, I like how you moving out here. I'm gonna point you to this person. Like, I ain't got what you need right now, but this person does. And you just never know, like, how shit happen for you.
No, you're absolutely right. I've always said in order to be a boss, you have to put other people in a position to be a boss.
Right.
Don't call yourself no boss if you ain't putting other people in a position to win, because you're not. Most definitely. So your catalog spans with well over 120 songs. Y'all heard me
Crazy.
right. Over 120 songs. That's big. And you built a loyal fan base. You know, I see it. People interacting with you. I've tuned into your TikTok. You got a lot of people that, you know, tune in.
Right.
And you still stay fully independent.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm glad. Like, that wasn't really my plan when I was making music. I got the attitude of like just figuring shit out.
Yeah.
And a lot of times now it's like, oh, that's what his superpower is. He can make shit happen. And I guess I just got kind of branded as that person without really trying to be. But as I learned the business and stuff, I'm like, oh, this is great for me. Like, I'm glad I didn't sign some shit that I didn't know what was going on early on in my career, because then that helped me learn like, okay, this is how you make your masters and your assets valuable. And if I learn that after signing, then I don't even have those assets to make value. You know what I mean? So, yeah, now we fully indie. You feel me? That's just how we gonna move.
Absolutely. I think that's really important, is you got to learn the business. And when you're an independent artist and maybe you don't have a huge team helping you, it forces you to understand and learn the business so you're not getting taken advantage of. Because I be hearing it all the time. Artists be complaining they got scammed and they got an email from a label that wanted to sign them, but that label wanted money. Bro, it don't work like that.
Right.
Stop the cap. You know what I'm saying? A label's not going to want to sign you and then turn around and ask you to pay him $5,000, bro. It don't work like that. So it forces you to, it's really working and hustling backwards, most definitely. So would you entertain a deal if it was like a partnership and it made sense for you?
Yeah, for sure. So what I tell a lot of the artists that I work with is, the more you know, right? You do got to understand the business. the hardest thing is understanding what it is that you want, right? So if I just want to be heard, that's like most people's answer. Like, I just want to be heard.
Yeah.
It's so many ways you can do that. You can go outside, you can perform, you know what I'm saying? You can let a label sign you and make sure millions of people will hear you, and you not getting no money because you didn't say that's what you wanted. Like, you just wanted to be heard. So I feel like when people say they got like scammed, I'm not like trying to blame the person, but at the same time, like, it's a business and it's up to you to learn the business and understand the business. I was talking to somebody last night during the consultation, and that was one of my big questions is always like, what are your expectations? What is it that you want? Because we're talking about sync and you're thinking you're signing a record deal, and that's not what it is. So no matter what happens, if I do my greatest job with the sync shit, but you thought you were getting a record deal, like, you're not going to be happy. So for me, the short answer is yes, I would sign to a deal if it made sense.
Absolutely. And the big takeaway from that for my artists out there is y'all got to read. Reading, boy, I be coming for them, and they might get mad at me, and I don't give a damn. Unapologetically, reading is fundamental.
Right.
So if you send them everything in writing, and it's clear as day what they're signing up for, and they get mad because they didn't read it, and now they're mad, this is not what I wanted, that's a you problem.
Right.
You should have read stop that crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all got to read what's being sent to you. Don't sign contracts without understanding what you're signing.
See, and I feel like I'm super nice. Like, I don't be wanting to hurt nobody's feelings when it comes to that, because I understand it's like a super sensitive thing, but at the same time, it's like, bro, we talked about this 3 times and you got it in writing. The first thing I'm gonna do is send you like our terms sheet and all that, so you can just look at it as many times as you need to before you sign anything. Because realistically, after you sign, like, it is what it is. You agreed already.
Exactly. So, absolutely. Listen, I used to be nice. And nice got me really stressed out and anxiety and like going down them ugly rabbit holes. So now at the first sign of a red flag, I just stop the conversation. Right. You know, because it's like it puts you in a ugly situation that you're going to be fighting for your life to get out of, and it's just not worth the stress. So, you know, I feel like, and maybe you already do this, but my suggestion, this is what I do, is when I send people information about my services, I'll say, read through it. It's a lot of information, but read through it so we're on the same page, and then come back to me and ask me if you have any questions. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, then if they say, oh, I don't have any questions, then don't come back to me later and say, what about this, bruh? You said the agreement was, you know?
Yeah, no, I definitely send the sheet or we got a frequently asked questions and all that. So it's, everything people ask all the time is right there.
It's just a matter of them actually reading it.
Yeah, maybe I need to start literally saying, read through it and take your time.
You're right, because on my website at the bottom, I have a frequently asked question section. And some of the questions that are answered, they'll still come back and ask me. So that lets me know they didn't read it, even though it's
the first thing on the sheet. What you mean? It's the first thing.
We are not trying to pick on y'all artists at all. Yeah. What we're simply trying to do is educate you so you don't get taken advantage of. Because people like you and I, we're not going to take advantage of someone. Right. But there's others out there who absolutely will. So you got to be mindful of that. So your music, let's talk about you as an artist, because you help artists, but your music draws comparison to artists like J. Cole and Joyner Lucas, which is big. Who are some of the first artists that inspired you growing up, maybe before you were even doing music?
I would say, all right, so my first CD that I got that was like, I think I might really like this shit, was a Missy Elliott CD. It was Super Duper Fly, and I used to play it my CD player on the way to school all the time.
That's hard.
Ludacris. I don't think I say Ludacris enough when people ask me that.
Luda,
yeah, I realized it because he been dropping some more shit. Yeah, and I've been a little more excited than I probably should be. But I'm like, yo, that's Luda dropping again. Let's go.
Luda hard.
Who else? Jay-Z, Wayne, Lauryn Hill. Did I say that already?
Not yet.
Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
And Kanye, man. Kanye is that's still the go to me.
I really love the fact that you had women I don't. A lot of women don't like being called females. When you had women artists listed in there, because oftentimes I would say 99% of the time when I ask male artists, they always give me other male artists, and then I'll be like, "What about female artists?" I love the fact that
Missy was one of the first ones. Like, yo, this is different. Like,
shout out to Missy.
Thanks. Who else I say? Lauryn Hill. My mom was big in like music too, so she, you know, grew up artist. I was watching her with her band and all that too. So yeah, she was big on like women rapping and all that.
That's super dope. So it's like in your DNA. You was brought up around it.
Yeah, I was super in it. I didn't even realize until later on in life, like, oh shit, my whole family is like very musical. So yeah, it makes sense.
So with your music, lyrically, where does it come from? Where do you draw inspiration from?
Literally life. I feel like my best shit that people was really fucking with was like in the, obviously like every artist says, like you in the fucking trenches, you try to get out of it. So you just like, it was passion. It wasn't like, I gotta make it. Like, it wasn't that. It was literally shit I wanted to tell myself. Like, I wrote poetry and all that too for a long time. Like, I just liked to write words, and you know what I'm saying? I was the person that had the thesaurus because I wanted to see different ways to say shit. Like, it was just interesting to me.
That's hard.
So yeah, you know, a lot of my shit came from either me recording fresh ideas in my phone or just scribbling stuff like on the way to work. And yeah, just draw from life. I
love that. Do you still write, or do you punch in, or you do a little bit of both?
A little bit of both. I'm more so the punch in guy now. Okay. Mainly because I record everything like at the crib. I got my whole setup, so I'm used to, you know, it's like a waste of time now to write, and then like, nah, we thought about it. All right, let's say it. You know what I'm saying? And then when you get like any artist, I feel like when you start recording yourself, you start to like the freshness of like just saying shit as it comes to your head. Sometimes the first time you say it is the best time you gonna say it. Right. You know what I'm saying? All the energy is there and everything. So at this point, I think it's a mental thing. When people say they can't write, they gotta punch in. Now I can tap into that energy like however I need to. Usually if I'm at the studio and I'm a little like uncomfortable or not in my element, more so I'll write just to get myself going. But once I get comfortable, I turn strictly to punching in.
Understood. Do you prefer to be by yourself when you're creating music rather than having like all your homies hanging around or people around? Like, because I feel like that can become a distraction sometimes.
Yeah, I'm not big on having hella people in the studio. Yeah. I don't need to be alone. I like to be alone when I record, but if it's people that I feel comfortable with, then that's perfectly fine.
Understood. Yeah. Makes perfect sense. So I know with the sync licensing, you're open to scouting for all genres of music because it might be a country song or a rock song that fits this particular. What about yourself? Have you tapped into creating other genres of music?
Yeah, so my first project that charted was a R&B project, basically.
Okay, hold on. He got some vocals on him?
No, I ain't like Tank or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm versatile.
He said, I ain't like Tank or nothing.
Yeah. How it actually started, so I was on my whole Russ plan. I say in 2018, I was dropping a song a week. Okay. So I'm recording. After a while, it felt like, man, I'm recording a lot of the same shit, like just because I know this is what people want to hear. Right. So I got my real like artist bag. Like, I got to do something different. And I was like, all right, we just gonna go totally left field, some shit that I probably wouldn't have put out, and I made a project called XO Heartbreaker. So the second installment of that was called XO2, and that charted number 9 on the iTunes R&B charts.
That is amazing. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
What do you think it was about that project that resonated so much that allowed it to chart?
I'm gonna tell you. So this is perfect for, you know, the artists and the producers that just want to come up, right? Is you need a system. So at that point, I already knew the system because I was working so much in it. Like, I'm dropping a song a week. After a while, I realized like some of my real fans were missing songs, right? They was like, damn, when did you drop that one, man? Like, you dropping too much. So I'm like, at this point, it's time to slow down and really get these people's attention and like give them something to look forward to. So at that point, I'm like, okay, how do I chart? Like, I looked up how do you chart? Oh, you need either a lot of pre-sales, you know, pre-orders, or a lot of streams first day. Okay, how do I use that to my advantage? Okay, pre-save campaign. So I started pre-saving. I put out a single. I'm like, oh, I found out if the single does really well and it's on the project, that counts towards the first week sales when it releases. So it was just a lot of like science. I see the conversation. I think it was Ray Daniels was talking about science versus magic, and a lot of my shit had been magical. I had been dropping shit, grabbing people's attention, doing shows like they was fucking with it. And then when I threw the science into there, once I threw the science into it, it was like, you're charted. So that's all it was. I just had a good pre-sale campaign. I had singles that did well, and when I dropped the project, it was on the chart. And because it was an R&B project, it was like, hip hop is a lot more competitive with the numbers and all that shit. So just being like totally honest, it wasn't a lot of R&B coming out at the time.
Right.
I had a project that had some motion because I had a fan base that was pre-saving my shit. So by the time it dropped, it was like, yo, this is one of the hottest R&B projects, even though it wasn't 100% R&B. You know what I'm saying? So that's all it was.
That's some great gems that he just dropped on y'all. And I like that analogy, magic versus science, because you're right. Like a lot of magical stuff happens, but then we chase those magical moments and they don't come back again. But if you become a scientist and you apply that science behind it, like the facts behind it of what works, you're gonna hit a home run with it.
Facts.
You know?
Yeah. That's that analogy's been sticking with me for a couple months. When I seen it, he was saying if I have the ingredients for lemonade, like every time I put them together, it's gonna be lemonade.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
man, that makes perfect sense. So you're originally from St. Louis,
right? Yeah.
He from the Lou, y'all.
Yeah,
Shout out to the
Lou.
Lou.
Side, sexy red.
North side. What brought you to the A?
I've been in Atlanta since like high school. My mom moved here.
Okay.
She had a job out here, so
got you.
Yeah, we hit the road.
Was that a difficult transition, being that you were in high school? Like that's kind of a pivotal time in a young man's life, you know?
Yeah, low key it was. It's funny because I was really the dreamer. Like I had a lot of dreams. I used to write my dreams down. I was making songs out of my dreams.
Oh, okay.
Some of my favorite songs, I can't think of which songs now actually came from dreams.
That's
but some
hard,
of my
though.
songs I dreamed about. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But it wasn't super hard. Like I had friends out there, obviously, but one of my best friends moved out here right before I did. So it was kind of something to look forward to. Like,
okay.
My people's out here already. So
do you still get back to St. Louis?
yeah, I do, man. But St. Louis, wow. Last time we went out there, they stole the tags off my car.
Are you serious?
I think so. I think so. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if I actually had got my tags. But I'm going to say somebody stole the tags.
But let's be honest, though. I feel like in any big city we going to experience, like when I moved to Atlanta, my first year here, my car got broken into 3 times at different venues.
Damn.
And I'm just like, welcome to the big city. It's like you kind of learn how to move and pivot and where to go, where not to go. You know, there's a lot of places out here you don't want to pull up to at nighttime because your shit gonna get busted into.
You need to know somebody in a lot of places.
Right. 100%. Ever any thoughts of moving back? Or you? Nah. He said that quick.
Nah, not to St. Louis, man. Mainly because I understand just how proximity works. So it's a lot of good shit out here. You out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's proximity. You never know. And if it's an industry that I'm working in, like, and it's music too. So my passion, my career and all that is in music. And it's not, I would go to St. Louis to like help get shit started and all that. But as far as like my career, I just feel like Atlanta is the spot.
Absolutely. And this is not no shade to St. Louis because it's a great city. You know, shout out to Murphy Lee, is one of my great friends, you know, from the Lunatics. Him and Keywan, I've known them for years.
What? That's crazy.
But Murph lives out here now.
For real? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he lives out here. So I feel like that oftentimes in order to really put on for our city, we have to leave our city, if that makes sense. Because in our own city, we can sometimes only elevate so high, and then people are gonna they're like, oh, I've known him since birth. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's the same anywhere too. Like I feel like it's the same thing in Atlanta, but that's something you just got to get over as an artist.
Yeah.
I was on my first and second project, we were touring, setting up our own local tours, 10 city, 5 city, whatever it is we could put together, and we were also doing shows before the tour, or before we were doing not interviews. How can I even put this together? It was an interview. Basically, we was doing an extra event before the tours.
Okay.
And talk to artists.
Kind of like a meet and greet type
basically.
Yeah.
But really, we were selling tickets to the artists.
Okay.
To come talk to us. So like a group consultation, basically.
Oh, okay. That's dope.
And most of the cities, most of the artists are always like, yo, everybody in my city hating on me. You know what I'm saying? It's the same story everywhere you go. So I just think that's probably a mental block you got to get over.
100%. Like, we focus on who's rocking with us.
Right.
If they don't like us, that's a them problem. They should not be at all in your, radar.
Right.
Because I feel like what we focus on is what develops. So if you're focusing on who's not supporting you, you're going to get more non-supporters.
Yeah, exactly. Domino effect.
A domino effect.
Else. You go to work. I say this on my TikTok live all the time, man. You go to work every day. It's people that hate their job. It don't matter. If you're going every day, you're going to get better at it. You're going to understand how to, do your job efficiently. So it's the same thing with anything else, man. What do you actually want to focus on? What can you do?
Absolutely.
What can't you do?
Right. And I feel like even if you love what you do, there are going to be days where you hate it.
Facts.
There's days where I'm like, I don't want to do this no more. Then I wake up the next day, I'm like, what was I thinking? I love this,
Yeah.
It's just, it's the type of energies that we choose to keep around us. That's why I was saying earlier, keeping them boundaries, and at the first sign of a red flag, just cutting it off, because all of 2025, I ain't gonna lie, like, I had some really like low moments because I was allowing too much energy to get inside my circle. And I said, I'm not doing that no more. I had an epiphany like right around the early December. I swear God was telling me no more. You got to stop doing that, because it's that low vibrational energy that's going to drag you down. Coming into the new year, it's like you got to get rid of that.
That's real. One of my homies, one of my close friends, he saw me responding to a message from an artist that was just kind of off-putting. And when I showed him, he said something. He probably don't realize it hit me like that. But he was like, under his breath, I don't know what made him say this shit, but he was like, man, if you responding to shit like that, that's probably why you're not where you want to be at. I was like, damn, that's real, bro. Let me put my phone down, bro. You were right. I'm not even opening the messages.
That is the apps. Shout out to your friend, whoever told you that. It is, because that's what I was dealing with. Like, I get a ton of artists that message me. They want interviews. They want radio play. And they'll come at me crazy, and I would come back at them crazy. Now I just leave them. I don't even open the message. You know what I'm saying? They don't know. Because if it's a message you got to accept, they don't know you read it.
Right.
Don't even go down them ugly ass rabbit holes.
Yeah, I ain't scared. I'll leave them on red now. Like, it was just like me trying to be like, they don't understand. You know what I'm saying?
That was
so
me
let me
too.
help them understand.
Right.
Like, nah, that's a waste of your time and their time, because they don't want to understand. If they
exactly.
did,
100%. Most definitely. So you had mentioned doing those events where you were selling tickets and it was like a group consultation. I think that's a great idea. Is that something you still actively do or would be open to doing?
I would. At this point now too, especially with the sync, I think it's something I could put back on the line for me. But it was really us just figuring shit out, because again, we setting tours up by myself. I'm looking at the cities where I'm getting the most numbers, selling tickets there. And also I realized early on that when you're an artist and you have any type of success, you're an inspiration to other artists who want success.
Correct.
So I think we all can kind of feel like we don't understand as much as other people might think we understand. What they call that, like imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome, yeah.
But there's so many people out there that's starting from like square one. Like, you might be on 10, it's still somebody on 1 and 2 that don't know what to do. And it's okay to say you don't understand, like, or I don't have the answers for that, but I know, you know what I'm saying, I can lead you in this type of way. So that's what made us start doing it. And especially now, like I said, with the sync, is something I would put back on the table for sure. Something
you said is the absolute correct response. Something that I've learned through my years in media and journalism is, if you don't know the answer, you don't tell them necessarily, I don't know. What I could tell you is this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I may not know about this, but this is what I can tell you. So that was like a perfect response right there. So I feel like you and DJ Cass and anybody that's involved, with you guys doing sync licensing, I had asked an artist last year, what is something do you feel like that you need to know more about in this industry? And his first response was sync licensing. A lot of people know it exists, but they don't know really what it is. Or there's a lot who don't know what sync. I'll ask them, are you into sync licensing? They're like, what is that?
Yeah.
You guys should, a sync licensing boot camp or something like that would be hard.
I think so, yeah. And then, like I said, it was also just me thinking as an artist, right? Because I'm like, oh, I'm selling tickets to my shows. If they come to the group consultation,
right,
we gonna be like, hey, matter of fact, the show tonight, make sure you pull up. Like, they're gonna come to the show too. So all of it kind of works together. And I feel like a lot of artists or just people in music in general don't realize, like, if you're working in your industry in any way, it helps you out.
Absolutely.
In every way. So
100%. So with you releasing your own music, but you also have to dedicate a good amount of time to listening to other artists' music for sync licensing. How do you balance that? Does it ever kind of clog your brain with your own music, having to listen to so many other artists?
Nah, I don't think it clogs my brain. I'm big on scheduling and shit. I'm a Virgo, so I ain't think it had, I'm not the person that I'm a Virgo on this and that. But you know what I'm saying? That's what I've been getting told,
I got you.
Hey, you're a Virgo, you do this scheduling shit all the time. But it works for me because it's like I can get lost in doing shit. Like when I like doing something, I'm gonna spend a lot of time doing the shit, and I might only stop to eat. So when it comes to listening to the music and all that shit, I literally asked ChatGPT a couple weeks ago, like, yo, in 2026, optimize my schedule to make sure I'm in the studio, at least a couple times a week, so that I can record my shit, so I'm not getting lost in like trying to help people or just listening to a bunch of music. Now on the flip side, I actually really enjoy it. I didn't think I had a problem with it at first anyway. That was just me like being proactive with it before it gets out of hand, just in case. But I really enjoy listening to all of the music because when I'm breaking down, like giving people feedback and all that shit, it helps me understand more every time. Like, oh yeah, you know what? When it comes to my song, bro, I gotta make sure like I'm doing all this shit too, because you gonna look at me and be like, hey, you supposed to, what about this and that? Like, I don't know. It just all works together for me to make better music, for me to know more in the business and all that shit. Like, it's like sharpening myself up.
Absolutely, 100%. So you had mentioned ChatGPT, and I use it a lot too. I even recreate some of my flyers with ChatGPT. Like, I utilize it to enhance what I have going on. But my question to you is this, because when I was tuned into your TikTok live, I think there was a young lady who had submitted an AI generated song. Right. So my question is this, because I don't know how this works with sync licensing. If I decide to create an AI generated song, I didn't write it, AI wrote it. I didn't sing it, AI sung it. There's no ownership there. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, you correct in it. Basically, they gonna go back and forth with you, but honestly, yeah, you're correct. Now, and also honestly, all the companies that I've been doing work with, they literally tell me do not submit AI generated music.
Yeah, I know iHeartRadio said that they're not playing AI generated music.
Yeah, and just like anything else, you can like use it as a tool or you can like abuse it. And it's just too many people in music that's writing their songs, that's doing everything right.
Yes.
And with everything being relationship based and all that, when you're cutting a bunch of people out off the rip, it's like, well, where can we form the relationship? Because you got AI doing this, you got AI doing that. It's the same thing as being like an artist and doing everything yourself. It's like, how do I get in on this? And it's just so much with that shit. Because also, what's stopping the company, like if they know exactly the music that they need, what's stopping them from like just typing it in themselves as well?
Absolutely. Because I feel like if there's truly, and I have to do more research into it, but my mind, the way it's working is thinking there can't be ownership because you didn't write the song.
Right.
You didn't perform the song. You didn't record the song. So in my mind, there's no ownership. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to do more research on that.
I know there's a lot like building up on it.
Yeah, because it's still kind of new with that.
But for the most part, nobody I know wants to, or they're not even accepting the shit unless it's being used as a tool. I've seen producers land placements using like AI choirs and shit like that, but the whole song ain't like AI.
Correct. Yeah. Again, it's a tool. It enhances it. So using it for like the choir part enhances the actual real song. It's not replacing.
It's like sampling.
It's like sampling. Yeah. Exactly. Absolutely. So let's pop your ish real quick. Yeah. You've had placements, working in sync with major brands like Netflix, Disney, the NBA. Was there a particular placement that you landed, whether it's for yourself or an artist, that just really hit different for you?
That hit different? I ain't gonna lie, man. A lot of them did hit different. So what's my favorite one?
I see you got, shout out to Ace Hood. That's the homie.
Yeah, the Ace Hood. I wouldn't even think about that. Nah, that was a big one. Like, I don't look at that as a sync placement, but it is a placement.
Yeah.
So That came again, relationships. That was my relationship with Rush D and with DJ Cass.
Yeah.
We had been doing a lot of work together. DJ Cass was executive producing Ace Hood's last couple projects that he put out. And he reached out to me to do a choir. Speaking of AI choirs, Paris, she go by Foxy. She be in the TikToks. They know her by Foxy.
Shout out to Foxy.
Yeah. Paris Quinn, she did the choir on Ace Hood's OMG, which is the first song on the Body album. And I'm talking at the end of it. So I got a feature on there basically, but I'm not rapping. I'm just like talking shit.
That's hard though.
But that was crazy because we like, yo, this is Ace Hood. Like, this is a legend. You know, in my eyes. And
he is. He's a Florida legend at that.
Facts, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, shout out Ace Hood. His new shit, Soul, DJ Cass and Rush D, they did that project as well.
It's a phenomenal project.
You heard? Yeah, that shit's crazy. But, yeah, that's how that came about. We did that. We ended up doing a couple songs together. And I actually ended up going on tour with him. I did a few shows with him in Phoenix. We did Atlanta. The Atlanta show was crazy. But that one was big, and then also I got some big features. I don't even know if I could talk about. I ain't talked about them nowhere. But I got some big features through Sync.
Okay.
The NBA 2K joint. I was trying to figure out if I should even say. I ain't gonna say who.
No, don't say. Yeah, they'll find out eventually.
Yeah, we got some big shit in the works. Also, my joint with Love, Death, and Robots. So season 2, episode 1 on Love, Death, and Robots. First song you hear, that's my song.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
That's hard.
Yeah, that was my favorite show at the time too. So it was supposed to be like the 6th episode or something like that. And it was so many changes went through in like a couple of weeks. They were like, yo, it's gonna drop in a couple months. Then they hit me up and was like, yo, it's actually dropping in a couple of days. So I didn't even know it was gonna be the first song because it was supposed to be a few episodes in, and 60-something thousand Shazams overnight. The moment it dropped, the song charted in different cities, countries. The episode won an Emmy. So I'm like, oh, I worked with an Emmy nominated, project, Emmy winning project, and. Yeah, obviously that one did a lot to me or for me as well. It was a snowball effect on that.
So let's dive a little bit more because I know artists are going to have these questions. I hope you don't mind I'm picking your brain, but these are all questions I'm curious about. So say Oren Major lands a placement, and I know it could probably vary from where you're getting placed at, but as a general rule of thumb, do you get like a one-time payout plus residuals?
Yeah, so how it go typically with placements is a whole bunch of different ways to do it.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you're going to get an upfront payment and then you're going to collect back-end royalties. And the upfront is usually paid on the master and maybe the publisher sometimes. But basically, you get an upfront payment for the master. So say it's $10,000. You and whoever got splits on the master, y'all going to break that down. And then every quarter, you get a payout from the back-end royalties through your PRO. So your PRO would be like BMI, ASCAP, CSAC is a bunch of different ones.
Yeah.
And they pay those out quarterly. So that's typically what it is. You can pick up royalties forever depending on the show. If it's something huge like Grey's Anatomy.
Right.
Got a placement on there and they were saying they was making 6 figures on that.
That's insane. That's so dope.
Right. So
that's that true making money while you sleep type ish, And do you as an A&R for a sync placement library, I guess I don't ever want to get it wrong.
Yeah.
Do you typically scout unreleased music?
Yeah, so with Cash Flow, so the library is called Cash Flow. We're partners with Warner Chappell. We are an exclusive library, so typically we do want unreleased music. And I tell artists too, sometimes they might send in songs that are released. We could do like a new version of it.
Right.
That's an unreleased version, but we want unreleased music. If you're doing a non-exclusive with different companies, you can do released music. My last 2 video game placements were with Valorant and League of Legends. And both was the song Blackout. Blackout had already been out for like a year before it picked those up. So
got you. And is it typically better for an artist to work directly with someone like yourself who is an A&R over a sync library? Or I don't want to give any shine to these websites, but there's websites out there that, do sync licensing, and they can, shoot their shot and submit their music. Is it better to work directly with someone like yourself?
It's always going to be better to work directly.
Okay.
And I say that and it doesn't have to be with a library or with a certain company. Your best bet is always going to be what your relationship is like.
Yeah,
so you should go where the relationship is. Like, I could be working with a huge library and know nobody over there.
Right.
Or I could work with a small company and I know, the head of, A&R over there or something like that. So that's always going to be what it is. And it's always going to be on you to be consistent too. Like, I think it becomes easy when you give yourself a system again. Like, submit the music. Like, most people don't even submit the music. They just have the songs. They submit one song. The person tells them no, and you can't have any success like that. Like, you got to be consistent with this shit.
Absolutely. Like, them no's to me is just saying, okay, there's a no to this, but there's other opportunities.
Right.
It's what you do with the yeses that matter. Just because you get one no doesn't mean you turn around and walk away.
Yeah.
If you're an artist, you should have a whole catalog. Well, what about this? What about this? Like, I had the homie VI Vibes. You were like, maybe not this one. He kept submitting more because it's like, eventually you throw them out there, something's going to stick.
Yeah. And it could, like, I don't know, it's way too much opportunity out there. So if I'm submitting for NBA 2K and they tell me no, that same song probably lands in Madden. You know
right, there
like,
you
that
go.
don't mean the song was trash.
Yeah.
They just didn't want it for that particular project. So
got you. So you typically, because I've seen it before, and I've sent a ton of artists to come follow you. I'm like, because you're the only person I really know that's super tapped into sync licensing. So I'm so glad that we met, because I'm an advocate for it. I feel like artists should be involved in this. You will typically post what opportunities that you have, right? Like, if you have a Madden opportunity or whatever. Yeah,
for the most part, I'll say I give like a quick rundown. Like, we need upbeat songs for major sports placements, which is what I've been saying on TikTok and shit. That's just is what it is. Now, with the people that's more tapped in with me, I send out briefs, and the brief will have, the exact shit we're looking for, a reference song for you to listen to and be like, okay, this is the type of energy they want. But I always send out exactly what we're looking for. So
how do people get tapped in with you? Because you also have like what is it that you sell, like a guide or? Yeah, so I call myself the Big Don, right? So Don, it stood for Days of Noah, honestly. To break it down. When I first started making music, I was like, you know what? I'm going to dive into this Days of Noah. I'm a 40 days, 40 nights. This is all I'm thinking about. The only people that can rock with me is family. We all building through whatever storms and all that. And that was the idea of that. So right now, I'm like, we need a new acronym. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm here now. I've been working and all that shit, and I want other people to, experience this ride with me. And we came to Doers Only Network, right? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Don is Doers Only Network. That's basically the brand that we've been building, and it's for people that are actually taking action. Like, you're doing it, you're not talking about it, you're not complaining about who did you, you know what I'm saying, who scammed you or whatever. Like, you putting your career in your own hands. Doers Only Network. So on my website, I have a ebook, and me and Kaz actually wrote it together. It's called How to Make $10,000 with One Song.
Because you did it.
Right, because we did it multiple times too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
hard.
that's just an example of something that you can do based off my real experiences and all that. And it teaches you about, royalties, collecting your royalties, making sure you're not missing out on shit, who to send your music to, different terms in sync, different terms in music that you need to know. And it's basically like a manual, beginner's manual to sync and to success as an independent artist.
Every artist out there, go buy this ebook.
And producers,
and producers, exactly, because producers can land sync placements as well.
Right.
Go purchase this, because a lot of y'all are coming into this blindly.
Facts.
Just trying to figure it out. If you have a guide and an ebook that's going to explain and break it down to you, why not go purchase it? It's an investment that'll be worth it.
Right. Look, I've talked to thousands of artists, like at this point, thousands of artists on TikTok, Instagram, all that.
Yeah.
I've only been able to work with like 10, 20 artists off the rip, because a lot of people don't have the business side set up. They don't even have what they need to get paid if we did land a sync for them. So I'm like, it's not even gonna make sense for us to work together if you don't have the basics of the business set up for yourself.
I got actually one more question. I hope you don't mind. I'm like, because this is everybody's gonna love this.
Yeah.
This is going to enlighten a lot of artists. I'm an artist. I lease a beat.
Yeah.
A leased beat, can it not be, because you have to have some sort of like producer agreement in place, I would imagine, to be able to submit it for sync licensing.
So I always tell the artists to, if you're gonna lease the beat, tap in with the producer.
Yeah.
Because again, like, relationship is the key word. Like, I'm big on that right now, and I've always been big on that, but now I know that's the reason. I'm like, oh shit, like, I got into rooms because I knew people and because they had good rapport with me.
Yeah.
So the same thing with you leasing a beat. If you're leasing a beat, there's probably 15 other artists that leased it as well.
Right.
But how many of them reached out to the producer and was like, yo, I leased this beat? And this is where knowing what you want comes back into play too. Because if you go to the producer and you like, hey, I met, an A&R who's the head of, the sync over here.
Yeah.
He likes the song. He wants to use it. Let's get a split sheet, right? Because now the producer is going to be more likely to be like, oh shit, like, if there's somebody that's really tapped in, they'll be like, oh shit, sync, hell yeah, like, let's do it. Either way, the next step is always going to be to tap in with the producer. Even if you didn't lease the beat, like, if you bought the exclusive, you still need to get in contact with the producer. And one, build that relationship, and two, make sure you got a split sheet for whatever it is that you need.
Right, because the reason I ask is I know that like United Masters, every now and again, they'll have opportunities for artists for placements.
Yeah.
And I know a couple artists who actually did land placements through United Masters.
I seen somebody got a nice check. I was like, I didn't know the United Masters was even doing it like that.
United Masters, definitely. But one particular artist couldn't move forward because they couldn't get in touch with the producer because they needed a producer agreement.
Right.
So that's something you need to do out the gate.
Yeah.
Like, don't try to backpedal because that producer may not be producing anymore and they don't give a damn.
Facts. My first maybe 2 projects, I had a lot of YouTube beats. And I make beats and shit too. I got friends that make beats, but I was just kind of going with the flow. Whatever I thought was dope, I was going to use. So I would get the smallest lease. And I tell artists that too. If you don't have no type of motion yet, don't even buy the exclusive.
Right.
Get the smallest lease. But the most important part is to actually reach out to the producer.
Yes.
And I was doing that from the jump.
Yeah, because what you could do, which I've known some artists to do, is if, like you said, there could be 15, 20, 30 other artists who've leased that, build a relationship with that producer and have them recreate the beat for you. So now it's yours and it's exclusive.
Yeah. Yeah, that happens a lot too. I seen there's so many examples of that. Like Timbaland or like Kanye, they'll make a hit and then another hit will be birthed from that hit. Like, they just took the same stems, they made some changes. That happens in sync a lot.
Yeah.
I've heard songs that I thought I had a placement. I'd be on watch the TV, hear a commercial and be like, oh, hold up, that ain't me, bro. The beat's a little different, man. Let me hit Cass or let me hit, you know what I'm saying? And that's all it is. Like, yeah, we're independent, you know what I'm saying? We're creative. We can create all type of shit. You can reuse certain things, but the most important thing is always going to be, what's the relationship so that you can actually make it happen?
Building relationships will always put you in places that money cannot.
Right.
There's going to be rooms that you're able to walk into because you built a relationship that you couldn't buy your way into that room. So like you said, artists, reach out to them producers, reach out to people like yourself, build them relationships. What would you say is one of the biggest creative risks that you personally took with your music that really paid off for you?
Creative risks? I'll say the XO2 project. Yeah, like I said, that one charted.
That's a great answer. Yeah, because it was kind of outside the element for you.
Yeah, and it wasn't like super outside the element. It was just, I was so comfortable dropping a certain song and getting a reaction that I was like, you know what, fuck it. Like, I know this is good to me. I like it. Like, for me, it just has to be good to me. Like, there's certain songs that people want me to drop, and I'm like, not fans. Like, if fans want it or whatever, like, we'll drop it. But if I'm working with some shit with an artist and I'm like, bro, this shit ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really fucking with this, then we ain't gonna put it out. We gonna work on it till we get to a place where we like it, or most people are just like, yo, we fucking with it. We need that. But Hold on, what was the question?
Like, what was the biggest creative risk that you took that really has paid off for you?
Yeah, so it was the XO2 joint, and then also, I'm gonna give you 2 more.
Okay.
So another one, I did a song with a company called Footprint, and it wasn't your typical sync. It was more so the company reached out, actually the producer. So this relationship again, a producer I had been working with, had a good relationship with, reached out for Footprint company. It's $1 billion company. And they were like, they wanted a song about like saving Mother Earth, basically. It's all about sustainability and all that. That's what Footprint is for. So did the song with them, with an artist named Sophia Bromberg. They flew us out to Phoenix. The Footprint Arena is actually where the Phoenix Suns play.
Oh, that's amazing.
Flew us out there to perform the song for the company party. Met a bunch of people like Jason Momoa, got connected with a lot of the staff over there, and then the very next day they booked us to go to LA for the VIP Rams Super Bowl party.
Wow.
So it was the day before the Rams won the Super Bowl. I was doing the VIP party for them in a penthouse, all based off of like this one song about sustainability. And I was able to work in, like, I'm gonna do the song. I'm never gonna like turn down some shit, especially if they got a budget. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely. We're gonna make it work.
Yeah, like, let me see what I can do. I made it fun. But yeah, me just saying yes to that, like, opened up all that. Now I got a relationship with, you know, the LA Rams VIPs, and I'm getting free shit, custom jerseys.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Trips. They flew my team out. And then the next one, creative risk that paid out, and these paid off too because I was getting paid, so they literally paid off. And the next one was with a pharmaceutical company, and this was like a different type of sync because they paid me to remake Outkast "Hey Y'all." Did I show you that? I think I showed you that.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
They paid me to remake that. They wrote the lyrics. They just wanted me to make it like fit, you know, the pockets and all that, do my artist thing. They liked the version that I sent to them. It was like $4,000, I think. When I sent it to them, they was like, "Yo, can you add another verse to it?" They sent me another $4,000, and this didn't get played anywhere but their company party. They just wanted to play it at their company party.
That's hard.
Yeah.
So you've literally tapped in from all different angles. Of course, writing your own music and getting it placed. You've also tapped into where somebody wanted you to create a specific song for their company. You said when you got flued out. He got flued out, y'all.
I got flued out.
He got flued out. And then the one where they gave you the idea of what, you know what I'm saying? So you've tapped in from all different angles. That's hard. Those are definitely big creative risks that all paid off for you. Congratulations on all of them.
Appreciate it. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not gonna turn down no shit unless it's like totally against my moral code.
Of course.
It's just music. Like, it's not like that most of the times.
Yeah, most definitely. So something that you have expressed is everything when you, like, mentioning music to express, even when everything, wait, hold on, let me get this right. Everything, even when you have nothing.
Yeah.
That's something that you've expressed. So what do you hope that listeners really get when they listen to your music?
When they listen to my music, I already know what they get. They get motivation, they get inspiration, they get like a story of somebody. We've all been in a position of feeling like, you know, counted out. Yeah. And I built most of my career from that place of being like, I was living in a hotel, you know what I'm saying? At one point, we was on the road. When I'm doing these tours, I don't have a crib. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on the road doing shows. Some of them sold out. Like, I sold out St. Louis. We damn near sold out Atlanta a few times. And they don't understand, like, you can do pretty much anything. Like, I hate sounding cliche, but the cliche should be right. Yeah. Like, if you want to do it, you're gonna make it happen. My goal wasn't to have a huge house at that point. My goal was to build something, and that's what it took to build. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I hope people get from my music. Is like, just do what it takes to build whatever it is that you want to do. Like, just do it.
Absolutely, because the old saying is we can do anything we want, and I truly believe that. You just have to really want it. And I think that's what separates you from a lot of other artists. And it's not to throw shade, but there are some artists out here, in my mind, they don't really want it because they're not willing to go that extra mile to make it happen. They're not investing a dime into their career.
Right.
We both know this is not a free business.
Yeah.
It's a very expensive business. You have to invest in your career, and you're going to have to probably do stuff that you may not want to do. You may not want to be on the road for a month, but that's what you got to do.
Right. Yeah, that's another part too. Like even my friends, they like, man, I want to, you know, if I'm talking to one of my homies that's an artist as well, and I'm like, yo, what is it that you want to do?
Yeah.
Bro, I want to be how you doing this shit, bro. I want to be able to do this and that. And I'm like, well, you know, I ain't got a crib. Like, you know that part. You know it because you my homie.
Yeah.
So, you know, how much are you actually willing to do this? Like, do you want to, you know, scale down, live in a hotel, or get you a roommate? You know what I'm saying? Like, those are sacrifices that you got to take. You got to make sacrifices. Or you got to have some bread, or you got to have relationships. So everything that I was doing was to like build another part of that up. And also like speaking of like value and all that, and having to spend a dime or spend your money and all that, when I didn't have money, I was still figuring out how I could bring value to it.
There you go.
So we were showing up to shows early. Like, a real key is just belong. You feel me? Act like you belong, because when you start acting like nervous and I ain't supposed to be here and asking a bunch of questions, it's like, bro, who is this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Who is this guy?
Yeah. So we was at, you know, showing up to shows like Earl Sweatshirt. So we pulled up to Earl Sweatshirt show. And early, I had my camera. I always have my camera too, because you know, you can.
Media's never gonna get turned away. Yeah.
So yeah, they let you in. Oh. Yeah, I'm here to do video and all that shit. Okay, come in. Now I'm in there. I'm like, all right, somebody actually doing video. I ain't finna talk to him. Oh, the merch table. Start setting up the merch with the people at the merch table, talking to them. They might think you family. You know what I'm saying? They might be somebody that just got hired. They don't know what's going on.
Right.
I'm just belonging. I'm figuring out where I can fit in, where I could be valuable. I'm helping set up the table. We end up meeting Earl Sweatshirt's road manager. We invited him we had set up a studio in Phoenix. One of my old manager, we set up a studio. It was like a Airbnb/studio. So anytime people would come to Phoenix, we would try to get them in there. We got Earl Sweatshirt in there.
That's hard.
Based off of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Based off of pulling up, being valuable, and just being cool. Like, oh shit, he was helping out with merch. What you mean? Now I'm listening to what you gotta say. Yeah, that's shit, provide value, man.
No, absolutely. When you are an asset versus being a liability, you're always going to have work to do. You're always going to have something to do, because I see you as an asset to my business, or but if I see you as a liability, I don't want you around.
Right. I'm going to stop picking up the phone, man. You
exactly.
Know, people be hiding from their bills. Like,
it's something that you said too that really is a major key point is be early. Mm-hmm. Be early, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, if it's a major situation that could land you in a bigger situation, and they, you know, don't show up 20 minutes late. Make sure you're on time.
Right.
That punctuality, shit like that matters.
It do, yeah. And I keep comparing it to like jobs, like this is a career, but it's qualities that whatever you would do to land a role with a job, you should be doing 10 times to do for your fucking career. Because this
essentially will be your job.
If
Stop.
You want it to be,
yeah,
right.
Like if you're treating it like a hobby, don't ever expect it to become your career.
Facts.
It's just exactly. If you show up, like you said, if you show up, you working at McDonald's, whatever it is, and you showing up late every day, they gonna can you.
Get your ass out of there.
Out of there, you know.
They do the same thing with music, man. A huge thing with me getting my first like sync deals and all that shit was punctuality.
Yeah.
It was me being the first. Like, a lot of times you'll get a brief and it's like, yo, the deadline is tomorrow. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Like, you gotta have the song in before that. You can't send it later and think you finna get a placement. You're not. 10 other artists already sent shit in.
People won't take you seriously. Yeah. They just won't. So what is the legacy that Oren Major is wanting to leave? You know, we'll say 30, 40, 50 years from now, you'll still be alive, but you know, you're still working on your legacy. When people hear Oren Major 50 years from now, what do you want them to think?
That's a good question. Honestly, my real honest opinion right now, or thought right now, is that I don't really care. Like, what legacy of like Oren Major, right? Because people change opinions and all that shit. Like, what's important to me is like, what does my family feel? You know, what did I do for them? What did I do for other people to like move along? And I think that's important just in, you know, life in general. We only have all of this shit because we're building off of like what other people was able to leave behind. So yeah, I think my legacy, like, I just want to leave I just want to leave shit better, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Improved than how it was, whether that be with my family, you know. If we came from the trenches, like, I don't want my legacy 30 years from now for us to still be in the trenches. I want to be like, damn, did you know this is where they started at? You know what I'm saying? And this is where they at now, so.
Right, because let's be honest, like, once we're no longer here, people gonna talk about it for a little minute and then it's on to the next thing. Like,
yeah.
I seen someone on Instagram and he was talking about that legacy and stuff, and he's like, how many of us really know the true story of what our great grandparents did? A lot of us don't.
Yeah.
You know, we might know bits and pieces. So it's like, unless you're there during that time, it's like people are gonna kind of forget about it anyway. However, you can work on, like you said, your legacy of putting your family, your kids, and your grandkids in a better position because what you're doing right now. That's a true legacy.
Yeah, right now is what we focused on. It's hard to think that far in the future, and you just never know, man. We like COVID. Like, we ain't know about fucking COVID.
Facts.
That ended up being a blessing for me, like, low
Me
key.
too.
Because,
I made a ton of money during the COVID.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I got big in like crypto for a good minute. Like, that was actually how I was eating during the COVID period, was on the crypto shit.
Yeah.
And that in turn helped me out with music, because I started realizing like, oh shit, this is kind of like your publishing and your masters and all that shit. Like, you got percentages, it gets valuable and then it gets unvaluable, and you can sell it, you know, while it's hot and get some change for it and all that. But during COVID, for example, I was on tour. I was on my second tour, like 10-city tour. Every city we was going to, COVID was following, like, right after that, and we didn't know what it was at first. People was just calling me like, yo, where you at? You in LA? Cover your head. I ain't know what they meant. Like, is niggas after me or something? Like, what you mean cover your head, bro? Like,
That's hilarious.
yeah, so yeah, they was talking about that, and midway through the tour, the whole country basically shut down. So I lost a lot of bread, had to get tickets back, merch that I had invested in. I didn't know how I was gonna get off and all that. So I'm like, damn, I'm back at the crib. Like, I don't know what I'm finna do.
Yeah.
And because I was eating off of that, the streams and touring for a good minute. And I turned on Netflix, and the artist that inspired me to actually start performing, I heard his song on Netflix. And I was like, oh shit, I could probably get my music on movies and shit. And that's how I got into sync. I was like, yo, let me tap into this sync shit. And I started learning everything. Within a year, I had got my first sync placements, and it's been up since then.
Listen, COVID it was devastating because a lot of people lost their lives during that time. A lot of people lost their businesses during that time. So it was devastating. But on the flip side of it, there was a lot of people who made a lot of money and started new business ventures. I've seen a lot of new like podcasts and online businesses popping up that are still thriving now. So I feel like it's all in what we make it.
Yeah.
What's very next for you? Like, what you got? What I want to see is I want to see one of these, like I said, like the sync licensing boot camp type situations. But what's next for you?
Yeah. So right now, and maybe, you know what? Maybe we can add this to like the legacy thing, right? The Doers Only Network, right? I'm big on, I want artists to just understand how valuable the art is. We all know that music is super valuable.
Yes.
And then yet you get online and people talk about there's no money in music. But I'm looking around at like my peers and I'm like, yo, niggas is getting paid.
Yeah.
Like, how do I get that? So I want to Doers Only Network to be a hub for artists, for producers, for creatives to come and learn about the business, but also learn about everything outside the business that just makes it easier for you. Like I always say, the biggest skill is just being fucking nice. Like just being kind, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't jump in somebody's face that you want something from and being like, help me out, bro. I ain't got shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be around that energy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
at all.
What do you have? What value are you bringing? So kindness, you know what I'm saying? and just learning the ropes. So that's what's next for me. We are setting up a Patreon. I low key like soft launched it.
Oh, that's dope.
But I haven't put it on my website and shit yet. I'm just trying to figure out how I can make it easier, I guess, and not feel like people have to jump through hoops and guess. Like take the guesswork out of being successful in music is.
I love that. I love what you said too about being kind to people. We have to, because we don't know what someone's going through.
Right.
Or if we are unkind, we could completely sabotage an opportunity that could have been brought to us off the rip.
Yeah.
Like something that I talk about this often, something that I've been doing probably for the last couple of years now is every single day I make it a point to, when I'm out and moving around, to give a compliment to a perfect stranger.
Yeah.
Man, that hat you got on is dope, man. I like them sneakers. Little things like that could really change the dynamic of someone's day, and you never know where it could lead.
Right.
That person could be the person that could take you through up and through there to the next level. So being kind to people is very, very important.
I've been there. I've done all of that. Like, and it's led to great outcomes for me.
Yeah.
Like I've started doing food reviews as well. And how that came about is I knew I wanted to do food reviews.
You a foodie?
I'm a foodie. Like I love to eat, right? So when we go to cities, like my biggest thing is where we finna eat at.
Yeah.
Like that's all I be worried about.
Try something new.
Yeah. So ran into this chef. He was buying some meat, and I was like, just asked him about that. Like, yo, what's up, man? Oh, so what you cooking? He let me know. I was like, bro, you must be a chef. He was like, I got a restaurant. I was like, oh, word. Yeah. Me and my girl, we do food reviews. And I do a lot on social media. I think that's what I said. Sometimes we go places, we review food. I might have did it once
Shoot your shot.
And he was like, pull up. I'm going to take care of y'all. And he did. And that video ended up getting like almost 1 million views, like once I posted it. So
that's hard. Me
having a perfectly, nice interaction with a stranger led to a lot of like value on my end.
Man.
And all I had to do was like be nice. Like it ain't cost shit.
Y'all pay attention to what he just said. Being kind and nice to people can open so many doors from you because we don't get our blessings from no man. They come from God, right? God sees every move we make. We know right from wrong. Right. So it's like when you're doing the right thing and you're kind to people, it could lead to that could make you $1 million. You never know.
For real, yeah.
What's the worst that could happen? They tell you no, boom, you move on to the next one. Right. Who cares?
Yeah, or you make it happen. Like look, I got into I think what really like pushed me to like, if this is a fucking spectrum, what pushed me on the side of like success was being I didn't want to feel like I owed people shit or like I was a liability, like you said, or entitled, like that. Like when people say shit like that to me, like I got in a situation and somebody did call me entitled to, and I'm like, what? That's crazy because I feel like I put so much into this and I don't want anything from you. So, you know what I'm saying? So from that point on, I was like, yo, I need to make moves that I understand myself, because you can start to feel like if you don't know the business, if I got to put you on game about everything, it does become a liability. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you ain't learning shit for yourself. Why should I be putting my energy into you? So I always wanted to make sure I was well-rounded on everything that I was doing, so that I feel good about it.
Right. There's a lot of people who won't support you, but they want your resources. Yeah. We ain't going for that. Right. We are not going for that. I don't know. I'm the type of person, I love a challenge. Like when you came in here, I was telling you about how I went to YouTube and I researched different things. I figured out how to get the dumb. There's little things that you can learn and figure out. You know what I'm saying? And sounds like you've done that your whole entire career. Yeah. And that's why you're seeing so much success right now. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie too. You asked about the deal and all that. I'm like, man, honestly, if the right people came along, I would love it. Yeah. Like, to be able to, because one, it would at least give me an opportunity to see what their system is. Yes. Right. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So I don't think people look at it like that, like a 360 or whatever. Right. Even 360 deals can be good because you get to see what the system is that makes them successful. And if you get a 360, like their goal is to make you successful. Yes. So they can eat off of it. Right. They don't want you to lose because then they lose. Right. And if you're an artist, like this world, there's so many opportunities to be creative. I know artists that have like 10 monikers.
right? They're this artist, but they're also this artist. You know, sir, they're a country artist, but they're a pop artist under a whole different name.
Right.
Then they're a rapper under a whole different name.
Yeah.
And all those names have deals, right? And some of them are independent. So that the shit that they see happening with the signed artists that they can apply it now to the unsigned artists that they are and get the same type of results.
Absolutely. And be artists too. Be open to doing like internships too. Oftentimes internships aren't always paid, but it's not about that monetary. It's about the knowledge that you're going to gain that you can maybe go start your own business with, or get into a situation where you don't come in there blindsided like you don't know nothing about it. Producers, engineers, they all go through internships.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of interns, like shout out Drew Castro, man. Drew Castro, he probably don't remember me. He's a big producer. He had a studio called Music House in Roswell, like 2011, 2012, somewhere around there. And I was interning at Music House. I was actually going to Georgia State for a minute.
Okay.
And you remember I mentioned Ludacris?
Yes.
I was happy to go to Georgia State because I heard Ludacris had one there type shit. So from like middle school, I wanted to go to Georgia State. So us moving to Atlanta and me going to Georgia State was all part of like, oh shit, like this can actually happen.
Absolutely.
But I did it was a workshop Drew Castro had did, and he was teaching people how to make beats. I made a beat on Pro Tools, and he was like, damn, this shit's actually dope, bro. Like, you want to intern at the Music House? And he gave me my first internship at a studio, and I learned a lot being there. We talked about when I first walked in, I was like, yeah, I've been, I always think about cleaning the headphones since doing my internship and all that. But that let me know early on, like, first off, how much relationships are important, and two, how much like professionalism goes into this shit, bro. Man. These artists are so professional.
Yes.
That you can tell the red flag off the rip when an artist hits you up and they not on their shit. Like, yeah, Ace Hood wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? He would be on that. He would be on time. He would, know his lyrics. You know what I'm saying? All that shit goes into play.
You are absolutely right. And I said my motto for 2026 is quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Because there's already this year, there's been people who I haven't responded to their messages because of the way they approached me. I had one dude, I don't know him. He don't follow me. He jumped in my DM and he said, hey, can I come on your platform and perform for free? And I'm like,
wild eggs off the roof.
Yeah, and I'm like, because I gotta pay my videographer to come film it. But so you want me to spend my money so you could come perform? But I didn't even answer. I said, those are the type of responses that I just leave alone.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to lead anywhere. It's a waste of time.
At all. How I got into places for free, like, if y'all do want some game, a way that you could do that is, like I said, provide value. You could have jumped in the DM and been like, hey, I'm a videographer. You know what I'm saying? I would love to come do a few of your shows and see if you like it. You know what I'm
exactly.
Now you in there free. You ain't
now we're bartering here, and I'm cool with that. Yeah, absolutely. So it's a way you approach people. So what song, project, whatever should people be going to check out from Oren Major right now?
From Oren Major right now, man. What's my favorite project, man? Just type in Oren Major, man. We got a song called Way of Life. That's my biggest song out right now. And what's crazy about that one, I talk about syncs. I talk about doing all this other shit as far as making your songs go. What's crazy about that song is it's my biggest song. I don't have a sync placement for it. I didn't shoot a video for it. We did nothing. And we put it out. And it went crazy. It got like 3 million streams.
Oh, wow.
Right now. Check that out, man. Way of Life is the one. My favorite, I got too many favorites, man. One of my favorites is Ghetto Hymns. That's like a cult favorite, I should say. My latest project is called Mama Only Son. That one has Way of Life on it. It got a song called Save Me, super deep, super reflective. But yeah, I would just dive through the catalog, man. I'm big on catalog too. Like I ain't dropped a lot last year. I did just drop a song called 244. That's kind of like my classic sound of just like, you know what I'm saying? The hunger, the motivation. You feel me? You don't understand what it took to get here type shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, check that out. Oren Major 244, Mama Only Son. We got a whole catalog for them.
If you could leave them with one last gem, drop something on them for artists, producers, what would it be?
I'm mad. I got like notes and shit about stuff like this. Damn. And I feel like I just lost it all when you said that. But I already said like being kind. The biggest gem, set up them consultations, man.
Yeah.
You feel me? This shit be super easy. Like the music shit is really not hard, bro. Is learn what you want. Find the people that's doing what you want. Figure out how to get in contact with them. And if you don't, have anything to offer them, get you some money stacked up and try to set up a consultation.
Man.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? I had I made some money with one of the biggest A&Rs. How we met, consultation. I found him. Actually, DJ Cass sent them my way. He texted me and was like, yo, I think you should set up a consultation with bro. I'm like, say less. You know what I'm saying? It's somebody I trust. You say I need to talk to him. Let me put the bread up. And I've made thousands of dollars with dude already. I've probably bought 2 consultations. I might have spent $200, made a few bands already with this person. That's a cheat code. You know what I'm saying? Set up the consultations, provide value, and be nice, man. That's it.
Those were perfect. You were absolutely right, because something you said earlier, and I actually had someone else, I don't know if you know who Scott Morris is, but he helps a lot of artists. He takes them on tour and stuff, and he mentioned that too. He said, if you don't have money, figure out how you can add value. Like if you want to perform at an event and you don't have the money, tell whoever's running the event, hell, I'll help you promote it. I'll help you come early and set up. What can I do to add value to make your job easier? And in turn, you give me a performance slot. Little things like that. Like you said, just jumping in someone DM asking for something free. That ain't the way.
Nah, look, my first show, like I was in the trenches like a motherfucker. I didn't have a lot of money. I had a lot of like audacity, right? And energy. And I had the product. That's another thing too. I actually had a music, bro. Like most artists don't even have no music. They got 3 songs. Record a bunch of songs.
And
man.
make sure they're quality.
Yeah. And yeah, the quality quantity thing too. Like, I ain't gonna lie. When people ask me quality over quantity, I tell them quantity. Why? Because I feel like you gotta get your hours in. And the quickest way to get better is to do the shit over and over and over again. So low key quantity like leads to quality if you're serious. If you somebody's taking the shit serious.
No, I agree. Because my early days, it was about quantity.
Yeah.
I was doing 1 million interviews, but I've been doing this for 15 years now. So I feel like I'm at the point now where I can scale back and take the quality over the quantity.
Yeah.
But as an artist,
now you understand what's going on.
I now understand what's going on. I build a name for myself. But starting out, you got to have that. I keep wanting to say quality, the quantity.
Yeah.
Because you keep throwing them out there, eventually something's going to stick.
Yeah, and you can't be scared to be trash too. Like people be so scared, and I think fear is like not a big enough. Oh, my phone died. I forgot. Yeah, but it's not talked about enough. I think people are scared to even say that they fear something.
Yes.
And we all get scared. Like
of
it's okay
course.
to be like shit. I hate scheduling like interviews, like shit like this, right? Because I think about it a lot.
You overthink it.
Yeah, now
I
I'm
do
like,
too.
oh shit, like this shit 3 days away. I'm gonna be thinking about it for 3 days. And what I learned is like that happens and that's cool. Cause once you get there and you get there like it's gonna be clockwork. You know what I'm saying? You can only be yourself, you can only know what you know. And the more you do it, the more you get used to what that feeling is, and you can put a name to it. Like, okay, I'm just nervous, or I'm just anxious.
Absolutely. Trust me, you're not alone, because I will talk myself out of doing stuff because I overthink it. Like, who's going to be there? What's the parking going to be like? How bad is the traffic going to be to get there?
Right. You're asking all the questions to like make yourself say no.
No, every single time. And I'll talk myself out of it. And I'm just like, and that was something I told myself for this year. I'm going to really work on getting out. And because when I first moved here, I was out all the time. Then I don't know, something just kind of came over me and said, you know what? I'm just not feeling it no more. And then I'll talk myself out of it. I'm trying to kind of revert back, not being outside all the time, but putting myself in the right positions, like the Vibes Academy event and things like that.
Exactly. And then by doing that too, you kind of reinforce it to yourself. Like the biggest obstacle that artists are going to face is their mentality.
Yeah.
Like, what do you actually think about yourself? And if you're constantly pulling yourself out of situations due to fear, you just reinforce, like you're giving your brain reps of quitting.
Correct.
Like, how many reps of quitting did you do? You know what I'm saying? So you got to do more reps of like overcoming and more reps of like believing in yourself so that you can get stronger in those areas.
100%. You are right. Because our brain is like a muscle. You got to exercise it. And the old saying is an idle mind is the devil's playground. So when you focus and you are productive and working on stuff, we don't have time to overthink about stuff that probably won't even happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to.
Most of the time it don't.
It don't. It really, really don't. You know, or if you are going through the middle of something, I always tell myself this too shall pass. Like I think about all the scenarios that I've been worried about in my life that either didn't happen or if they did happen, I'm still here to talk about it. So what am I worried about?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I seen, I think it was another podcast. It might have been Ray Daniels again, man.
Shout out to Ray Daniels. Yeah, he's super dope.
And especially since like becoming, SVP of A&R at Cash Flow, I've been like, well, shit, I kind of got this position. I never was chasing like being an A&R.
Yeah.
But I kind of understand it. So I started looking at Ray Daniels because he was one of the only names I knew that was like A&R branded.
Right.
But it was like so eye-opening, like hearing him say some of this shit. But one of the things was, what are you telling the universe if you are pulling out of shit that you asked for? Like, do you actually want it? Or,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't pull out of, I want people to talk to me. I want people to interview me. Like, I want my name popping. You can't be saying no to interviews just because you're scared or because you feel like they're not big or you feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of shit people go through. And
you are absolutely right. Listen, I appreciate you being here today.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me pick your brain, because there was a lot of questions that I asked you that I am not familiar with when it comes to sync licensing. So I feel like now I feel a little bit more educated on, if someone asks me a question, I'll feel more comfortable with answering that question for them. You know, I look forward to this boot camp. I'm gonna keep talking about it because we're gonna manifest it.
Yeah, we gotta set it up, man. I'm gonna talk to Cass and see
please, because however I can be there to be involved, I would love to be a part of it.
Sure.
That would be super, super dope. Where can people follow you on your socials?
Follow me on Oren.Major everywhere, on IG, TikTok, YouTube. Just type my name in and we'll pop up.
Is Oren a part of the government name?
That's my real name.
It is your real name.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oren Major is my name.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Stop it.
That's
Are
my
you
actual name. I'm a junior too.
Who gave your mom gave you that name?
I'm a junior. That's my dad's
It's
name.
oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to your mom and dad, and shout out to your grandparents who named your dad that.
Yeah.
That is a fire name. I thought it was like a like you he major boy.
Nah, it's hard though because it do sound like that.
It is hard. Yeah,
I
with a
took
name.
a while, like trying to. At first, I was trying to figure out what my artist name was gonna be, and people was always like, "Bro, go by your real name."
Yeah, for real. If I had a name like Oren Major, I'd go by my real name too. That's fire.
Yeah,
that's super dope.
My project, Mama Only Son.
Yeah,
that was the last album I dropped, and I actually. The idea was I was changing my name to Mama Only Son. Even up to like a year or two ago, I was like, man, I need an artist name, bro. And yeah, I finally did it. I changed it to Mama Only Son, and that's what the project was called.
That is dope.
And Rush D hit me. It was like, hey, I just want to know, like, why you change your name? And I was like, I just want, da-da-da-da-da. He's like, I'm going to be honest, man. I think, Oren Major, bro, you built the whole brand behind that. People know you as that. Like, if you don't have an actual reason, like, what do you think about when you hear Mama Only Son versus when you hear Oren Major? And he just made it make sense to me. I was like, you know what? We finna rock. Because another part of me wanting to change the name was fear. Once again, like, we got to put a title on it. Like, I'm anxious about, like, people knowing me too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want people to get super close to us. So it was like trying to protect something about yourself.
I agree. I struggle with that too. People having too much access to me. There are times people will be like, can I get your number? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Like I just.
Now, yeah.
Absolutely. But the title, Mama's Only Son, that could still be a brand. Mm-hmm. You could have a whole series of projects. So it's not like it's being pushed to the wayside. It could be like you could have a series or,
yeah, no, it's still out there. So I'm like, I already thought about that too. Like, shit, we was just going Mama Only Son too. Whenever I do these projects, I'm Mama Only Son.
Oh, you could have a podcast. That would be hard.
Yeah, that's hard.
That's hard. Super dope.
I'm fucking with it.
Who do you want to give thanks to that's been really just loving you and supporting you through your journey?
Of course, my family, my mom and sis. You know, my mom definitely showed me a lot with her being an author, an artist, entrepreneur. Like growing up, I got to watch her, go to flea markets and set up shop, take risk with jobs, move to a different city. Like, of course, all those things I'm watching, I'm soaking that in, and I'm like, okay, this is possible. It's not bad if you try some shit and fail and then try again. Like, that's just life. Like, shit happens, you're gonna overcome. So getting to see like my mom do things, of course, just made my mentality for all of this strong. And then also to Foxy, man. Foxy be holding me down as far as all this shit, man. We all need, a partner. We all need a team.
Yeah.
And shit, we like 10 years in of building this, of her. A lot of people don't know she executive produces, she writes as well. And my biggest song, Well Life, she executive produced it. She got the beat from the producer, and she was like, nah, I locked this one down because when I heard it, I was like, you got to get on it. You know what I'm saying? And she sent me the beat, hopped on it, ended up being my biggest song. I told you we didn't do shit. We didn't market it. We didn't get no sync placements. That shit just went up. And I think that's a skill from only somebody that knows you and can like just understand like where you going with the shit. So I feel like, she's been a great partner in that. My mom. And then also, Cass and Rush, man. Like, I look up to them. Like, I know we're partners and all that, but I definitely look up to them because they're people that's in the industry and, people that I can look at and be like, damn, they go through real shit in life too.
Yes.
And then they get up and they do their job.
Yep. No
because
excuses.
They love it, you know what I'm saying? And this is what they say they want to do. So all of those things, like, I look at so much shit in life and a lot of shit just inspires me. Like, shit, even you, like, I'm looking in here, I'm like, damn, like, okay, you recording this shit yourself? I expected a cameraman in here. I expected, like, nah, it's possible, bro. It's people out here that's grinding and no excuses, like you said. So,
yep.
Yeah, man, shout out to the team, the family, you know what I'm saying?
And shout out to you, man. I really appreciate you being here today. I've been wanting to do this for a minute, but I felt like that interaction that we had at Tree Sound Studio solidified the deal. So thank you so much for being here today. It means a lot to me.
I appreciate you for having me.
Of course. This ain't going to be the last time. We about to put some work in.
Yeah, for sure.
I got one last question. We live.
Industry's most wanted.
Tell everybody what makes Oren Major the industry's most wanted.
What makes me the industry's most wanted? I'm a doer, man. Like I said, man, Big Don, Doers Only Network, man. People love to talk about shit. People love to, like, dream about shit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the dreamers, though. Shout out to Dreamville. You got to have a dream, man.
Yeah.
But we doing shit, man. I'm somebody that don't take no for an answer when it comes to, like, my goals and my dreams, man. I'm the only one that can make it happen. I'm the person I got to answer to, you know what I'm saying, and God and my family. And you know what I'm saying? We be on one accord. You know what I'm saying? So that's what makes me the industry most wanted, man. I'm somebody that's just going to make it happen regardless of how y'all want it to happen for me.
I love it. Again, thank you for being here today.
Yeah, thank you.
100%. We out of here, y'all.
Let's get it.